Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry's efforts to establish a new, separate brand for themselves away from the royal family were thwarted by big international headlines as they distanced themselves from the firm, a royal family branding expert has said. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex cut ties and moved away to Meghan's home state of California in March 2020. Cele Otnes, a professor of marketing specializing in how the royal family brands itself, told Express.co.uk that events coinciding with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's departure from the royal family stole the limelight away from their rebranding opportunities away from the firm. She said, Meghan and Harry had the rug pulled out from under them by COVID, with their attempt to try to build their brand here. COVID really yanked the headlines away. In the UK, the initial coronavirus lockdown came into force on March 23, 2020, and March 31 marked the Duke and Duchess's official exit from royal life, with a year-long transitional period. Professor Otnes, co-author of Royal Fever, added now, Russia is yanking the headlines away. China is yanking headlines away. With these continuing international crises occupying headline space, Professor Otnes said the Queen's Platinum Jubilee also confused the rebranding campaign the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would have wanted to forge ahead with. She said, in Britain, because the celebrations are happening there and they're starting now for the big Jubilee, it's more salient. She then described how they could not truly capitalize on their separation from the royal family because of how their behavior was seen in America. She said of Megxit, I think their actions were perceived as individual, self-centered actions. Part of the issue with their branding, she claimed, was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had not grasped the source of their popularity when they were part of the royal family, and therefore had difficulty carving out a new brand in the US. Meghan, 40, saw her popularity dip in opinion polls in the wake of the Duke and Duchess's relocation across the Atlantic as they severed ties with the firm. Professor Otnes commented, Meghan doesn't understand that the popularity that she could enjoy in the brand has everything to do with royalty and very little to do with Meghan, and very little to do with Harry. She believes their branding, as well as being disrupted by pandemics and international politics, or overshadowed by royal family celebrations in the UK, is further muddled by the message sent by their titles. Meghan and Harry continue to use the Duke and Duchess of Sussex title conferred on them by the Queen, although they have been stripped of the HRH elements, their military patronages and royal affiliations. Using the Sussex title, Professor Otnes said, then became a meaningless gesture only serving to perplex the public. She claimed, I think it's kind of meaningless. If you're not involved in the royal family, and you can't use the HRH, and the Queen has said to you, fine, if you don't want to be involved, you're not involved. What does it mean? Prince Harry has lost various military titles, including Captain General of the Royal Marines, whilst Meghan no longer represents causes such as the National Theatre. They call John Wayne the Duke, that's what they called John Wayne. They called Elvis the King. During his heartfelt tribute to his mum this week he said I could never fill her shoes, which royal commentators point to as meaning no one else can either. The book is Negation expected to be Negation published late this year by Random House. Harry, who is now living in California with Meghan and their children Archie, 2, and Lilibet, 8 months, is working with ghostwriter J.R. Moringa. The American Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist has penned books with former tennis champion Andre Agassi and Phil Knight, the co-Negation founder of footwear giant Nike. The memoirs expected to Negation explore Harry's childhood, his time in the military, including in the Afghanistan War, and his marriage to American-born former actress Meghan. In a statement, the prince explained his motivations for putting his story on paper. He said, I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to share what I've learned so far and Negation excited for people to read a first-hand account of my life that's accurate and Negation wholly truthful. Our source said that the publishers are keen to grab the Christmas rush and also ensure that the content is timely. They added, they want to release everything in Negation tandem, book, documentary, etc., like a big bang all in one go. It might be quiet now but just wait.